Look, everyone is criticizing the Odyssey, and rightfully so. It deserves all the hate. But today I want to talk about this scene. For everyone, this scene is just a gender swap nonsense of woke Hollywood. But in context of the original text written by Homer, this scene is a blood boiling insult. I mean, look at this. This looks demonic. Helen of Troy, who is supposed to be the most beautiful woman of Greece, she was the reason for war in Troy, for which the face which launched 1,000 ships. That woman is being played by a black woman who's anything but beautiful. I mean, just from looking at this picture, I get so disgusted. Never mind the scene. This scene is so wrong, so insulting, so vile, so evil. For Africans, maybe she is beautiful, but in reality, Lupita Nyong'o is nowhere near as good looking as these woke lesbian and gay journalists claim to be. In her interviews, in her pictures on Instagram or any other places, she looks decent at best. But in this scene, she looks like a BLM protester who is being dragged away for shoplifting. And I know I'm not the only one who thinks this way, and hence someone did this.
I didn't do nothing. Shoplifting ain't against the law. I asked to buy Kool-Aid with food stamps and y'all said you don't do that no more, but I gotta get my nails done.
This wasn't expected from Chris Nolan, a guy who adapted Oppenheimer from a Pulitzer Prize winning book to its extremely minute details regarding the research of the atomic bomb, regarding Gene Tatlock, and even Oppenheimer himself. This wasn't expected from Chris Nolan. But I believe the audiences are going to turn Lupita Nyong'o into a Rachel Zegler black version. She is going to be the first black Rachel Zegler of Hollywood, considering the tone-deaf statement she's been giving all this time. Like in this interview, she says, I want to ask Homer why he didn't give screen time to women. Why did he left out women? Well, here's why, you fucking black retarded woman. Because it's a story not of screen time, but it's a story of importance. Just because there is less screen time for women doesn't mean there is less importance. Men are given more screen time. And you know where they are seen most of the time? Dying in battles, dying horribly in battles. Just watch Troy. Homer treated women with utmost chivalry and in a way that any gentleman of that era would have. Homer literally said Helen is the most beautiful woman of Greece, a woman whose face is worth fighting for, whose face launched 1,000 ships for battle. And regarding importance, are we forgetting that Odysseus literally spent 10 years in his crusade to get back to his wife? I mean, hello? If that's not the story of loyalty, heroism, family, and epic war battle, I don't know what is. Yeah, seriously, man. Ugh, the amount of disgust I felt watching this scene, watching this clip is unimaginable. This is so fucking wrong and evil. Dude, Tom Holland literally said that he was convinced that Nolan didn't like his performance because he kept saying cut. But as Tom Holland researched more and asked Nolan, it turns out that the IMAX cameras, the new cameras that they were shooting with, only could capture footage for 3 minutes at a time, after which it shut down because that was the capability of the camera. So 3 minutes for an expensive IMAX footage, and nobody had the common sense to tell Nolan that this scene looks so fucking wrong. Each second is 24 frames per second, 3 minutes, that would put it somewhere, I don't know, do the math. And after looking at this footage, they gave it a go. They said this is the most beautiful woman of Greece in the Odyssey. I mean, do you have brain cells? Are you okay? Somebody with the common sense must have told Nolan that this scene looks so wrong. Somebody should have. Or they could have at least told him to use a different camera or lens or capture it in a different way so that it looks convincing. It looks good because that's what these IMAX cameras are for. But I guess common sense isn't so common anymore. They said IMAX is the most crispiest, most realist, and the most, I don't know, whatever the fuck, the greatest footage of all time. And this is the kind of shit that we see on IMAX cameras capturing and that too in a Christopher Nolan movie. Dude, fuck this. I don't know what will happen to the Odyssey.